This lesson is a bit different in that it comes with a direct healing message from the Pleiadian Council of Light, in order to help give an advanced understanding of emotional healing and what it truly means. I needed a group collective consciousness to help me with this one, probably because this is one of the lessons that is the foundation of understanding and applying all the other lessons, even though I am doing it second to the last of this unit. So I will start this lesson off with a message that I must give to you at this time. Dear brothers and sisters of galactic origin, the emotional pain on Earth is very large energetically, and it pains us greatly to see still so many suffer. Much of humanity has awakened into their spiritual power and feel as if they can handle anything that life throws at them with gratitude and hindsight afterwards. But there is still a lot of emotional suffering, and for the energetically sensitive souls, it can be too great to process at a time. It can be overwhelming, and many depart from this world as a suicide, mentally living in a fantasy world, or by ignoring the pain felt altogether, numbing with drugs and alcohol. The major emotional pains on Earth are actually all materially based emotions. What we mean by this is many people feel down and bad about themselves when they are not activated by spirit in life consciously, but listen to and follow Earth-based society instead. We do not want to debase humanity's civilization by saying it is a trap, but it is to us. From our point of view of where we stand looking at you, many humans have fallen into emotional distress based on the illusion presented in this world, not the truth of true spirit and who you are inside. So many of you still feel badly about yourself emotionally because you don't reach a certain beauty standard that society in its unconscious collective has created. The beauty industry is a nightmare industry that pushes people to look their best with color and paint on their features so that they can sell more products to fulfill their own desires and goals. Also, we have watched as the ideal body is pushed at unattainable and unhealthy degrees by plastic surgery and fast diets instead of adopting a steady and long-term health plan that is good for the soul. Many souls have forgotten their inner beauty. That is the plain and simple truth. Part of it is not humanity's fault, as there is both illusions and glimmers of truth here. Illusions will be seen in the entertainment world and present unhealthy suggestions to humans as trials to your own heart. It is then up to the individual to realize what is real, eternally lasting happiness versus the temporary materialism put in front of them. It is not a test with a teacher to grade you on. It is for your own spiritual advancement to overcome to move into greater expressions of joy. There are many emotional griefs and struggles one can feel, and when it has to do with loss, that is something that takes time to heal from and grow stronger by this experience. But there is also man-made emotional griefs about the insecurity of how you look and feel within your body. This is a new idea introduced into your timeline by not so benevolent forces on Earth. They play the role of the tempters to humans in order to eventually get you to choose something greater in spirit and mind for yourself. But sadly, this takes a toll on humans and they suffer so much. Part of the unhappiness of humans is what they don't have or what they don't look like. It is all lack-based. Focused. And this is a dangerous cycle because you can become what you were never supposed to become in the first place, fake and artificial beauty. Humans should not have such emotional suffering over the vessel you are in. Each body and face is beautiful and uniquely designed in their own way to represent the frequencies one will attract in their life. Meaning your face and your body is meant for you naturally to attract the souls you are in contract with before coming to Earth. This is why universal beauty is a myth, in the idea that beauty is subjective based on what each person deems as beautiful to look at. Beauty is also brought on emotionally and in regards to comfort and feeling like home to a particular soul who gazes upon it. It is very true when one person sees a weed, the other will see a rose, because of what that person represents to them in personality and quality of being. When humans focus too much on the outer beauty, it causes unnecessary and unquenchable emotional suffering, and the truth is, it is all a grand illusion. Your consciousness inside of you, when untethered to earthly things, is a beautiful beacon of light and brilliance of love. We are in your collective, and starseeds are imbued with natural healing methods so that they can help assist those other souls who have gotten lost staring at the mirror within the water, like the Greek myth of Narcissus, who fell in love with his own reflection. We feel greatly for those souls who have gotten lost in the surface love of themselves through the use of the beauty industry. But we are really concerned about the unfair entrapment of those souls who suffer emotionally based on the materialism of this world and comparing themselves materially to it. We urge humans to find their emotional healing through realization of what is real versus what is really not. In the grand universe, there are always reflections of the unconscious versus the conscious mind of creation. Your beauty industry, racial and ethnic division, nationalism, economic systems, and status ranking systems are not real. They do not exist outside of the human matrix created. They are part of the unconscious mind forgetting its true self, fast asleep, which we call the unconscious collective. Forgetting that all souls are part of the greater consciousness together. When a human hates their body or face because it does not look like actors or actresses placed in front of them in the media and entertainment world, that is an unconscious moment that causes emotional suffering within that human. They are forgetting their unique vibrations and true beauty that resides within and forgetting about their own special imprint on this planet to focus on, as they gaze outside of themselves at others to compare themselves to. There are many forms and layers of emotional healing. There are events and situations that happen in a lifetime that causes great suffering on an emotional level that does not have to do with comparing oneself to another. It has to do with losing something great in their life that they will miss the presence of. We, the Pleiadians, understand your suffering so much. We used to see death this way, and we used to experience life as a struggle. But as your older brothers and sisters now, we can honestly tell you that a time is coming in humanity where death will not be seen as a loss, but more as a great cycle of life, and those who pass on will be remembered and honored, but they will not be the cause of great emotional suffering in humanity's life. No more dark and black burial ceremonies as a species advances to see what death really is. In some cultures in the past, wives used to throw themselves on the graves of their husbands and lose all sense of life within them, pining away for years in grief and losing on valuable life experiences to have next, that only in this lifetime can they understand as reincarnated souls. Today, loss and grief is by far one of the hardest things to go through, but humans are moving into the next phase of spiritual understanding and will start to graciously accept death as part of the cycle rather than an enemy that takes people away from them. We as Pleiadians know that our loved ones live on in our hearts and mind, and when there is death, there is a celebration of their life. We do not mourn, for we know we will see them again once again. Anything that you love and have loved will come back to you in another form, and you will recognize it within the next lifetime. We promise you this. Our level of claircognizance has told us this wisdom, and it is something many humans are waking up to. What we encourage next is for humanity to release their bonds to the earthly society realms that keeps you trapped in emotional suffering and takes a toll on your spiritual development. We promise when everyone awakens to what is more real in society versus what is placed in front of you as falsehoods and illusions to recognize, there will become less emotional suffering and more time for playing and enjoying the life experience. Emotional suffering is something that is shed as you go up in spiritual dimensions, because you realize the ethereal body is eternal and unmatched in beauty to all material comparison. Each of you is a unique spark of the divine, and you all radiate and shine differently but brilliantly. We see so much of your beauty, and it pains us deeply many of you have not seen it yet. But we understand this journey of the soul, and we watch from higher grounds down below at a civilization that is remembering its origin and then its true potential as we once did. We are with you always and eternally by your side, the Pleiadians. End of transmission. So, this all being said, the Pleiadians are simply watching out for humanity's best interests right now. They easily see the core of the human suffering, and I believe they are right. I know as a starseed, I went through this period of time of forgetting my own true beauty inside as I compared myself constantly to others outside, And it did cause a lot of pain. I understand a future civilization that does not run in this way. As you grow to become a sovereign being, you focus on yourself and what more you can do to create. Not so much you care about what you look like in society's standards and comparison to others. I will say there is a huge difference in the idea of self-expression that I believe in. I believe that you can use makeup, clothes, and body modifications as a form of self-expression of what you feel inside. But the problem and the reason why the Pleiadians felt so much pain in society from humans is when people are altering themselves to cover up for insecurities and really need to emotionally heal within, but they're focusing so much on the outside. The secret to self-expression of the outside is to first heal emotionally on the inside. You need to get to a point where you don't care what you look like and you do it for you. To blaze forth like the unique spark of the divine that you are and express yourself because of that. Not because you are trying to look like someone else or keeping up with the society beauty standards. Just follow your heart and your emotional suffering will always be less when it comes to the man-made emotional pain we sometimes invest our time in feeling. When it comes to dealing with abuse, pain from loss of breakups or deaths, these are all emotional traumas that do affect the body as well as the mind. The best advice I can give is to process through them all. They are all meant to be felt and experienced, as painful as they are. Feelings energetically move like water, so when you plug them up within you, they cannot flow freely through you, and you will become blocked in your chakra areas, which energetically represent the flow of life, the chi, the prana, energy within you, that keeps you conscious and awake as a creative force on earth, rather than subservient and sleepwalking in society, as a controlled soul. When you sit with your emotions and look at them and examine them from different angles, you learn how to accept them and then look at them with new eyes. And this can take many years, but patience and self-love and self-care is very vital to this process. This is what it means to truly heal. The pain will be there, but it will be replaced with a greater wisdom to know that all these events happened for a reason in your life, and you always had the strength to move past them into a grander expansion of the self. The following exercises will help you more with emotional healing and techniques to help you. I suggest writing your answers down in a journal so you can refer to them in the future, or just listen to them and think deeply and reflect. Number 1. Let's start at the material emotional suffering brought on by society and the unconscious collective. Is there anything you can personally shed right now to advance spiritually into your true self? Are you finding yourself comparing your money, status, or face and your body to others a lot? Does it cause you pain to feel you can never look like them or live up to a body standard or have the power and the position that others do? Write down some of these thoughts so you can look at them specifically. I know this may be painful, but I promise after you really examine this illusion and falsehood in your life right now, you will heal from this material emotional suffering you are going through. If you do not suffer emotionally in this way, then I congratulate you and wish you to continue on your journey into a greater awareness of who you are and discovering your true beauty. If you feel you still suffer in this way, stay with me and move on to the next step. Number 2. Now look at this list you made of things that pain you when you think of the material suffering. Look at the money part first if you wrote that down. Are you emotionally suffering because you don't have enough? Write a time when you gained money next to it. I want you to see how money comes and goes. It is in constant flow and moves with you as you create and use your skills and talents on earth. Money is not permanent, and even billionaires find that they lose it easily through investments or just natural spending. How can you stop comparing your money situation to others and start to focus on how you can either create more using your talents or learn to be happy with less? A really beautiful idea coming into the human collective is the idea of minimalism. And so if you find yourself comparing yourself to others who are more wealthy, start to see the abundance of not having so much. You are more free. You are making less of a carbon imprint on Earth this way with less things to throw out and to crowd the Earth. You are living more simply and organized without so much stuff around you, which will bring more clarity. Hoarders are the opposite of you, where they physically have to surround themselves with so much to showcase their wealth or a lack of it that they feel. A minimalist happy with less is enjoying the feelings of abundance, of joy and peace in having less, but more cleaner and neater spaces to thrive in. So try to change your perspectives on money, and you will find emotional healing in this aspect. Either you will work to make more of it by using your unique skills and talents, or you will find and accept the joy of not having as much as you think you would like to have in the first place. Number 3. Still looking at that list, is it status or power that causes emotional pain in you? Are you just not in a position in society where you want to be? Does it cause emotional pain in this way to you, to not feel successful? Emotional pain is an indicator to look at something that needs attention and dealing with. Anything that has to do with your higher potential reached professionally on Earth is something you can look at. If it is a power and status that you want, then go for it. How can you move up in your company? How can you use your gifts and unique personality to get you to the place where you want to be? But just consider this idea as well as you think about this and write some things down. What really constitutes power in this world? When you look at some of the most powerful and wealthiest people, are they well liked by others? Do they seem truly happy in their lives? When you have it, you find out that power and status that you may compare to not have to others in this world is something you didn't really want in the first place. Something that you can have at any level of power, position, or status in the world is good experiences with surrounding yourself with good people to be with and enjoy the company of. Also, a feeling of inner peace and connection to the natural world and the universe is something money cannot buy. It can only be felt in the heart. So now look at your list and try to see if power and status in life is something you can cross off. Realizing you already have an inner power inside, and it doesn't matter what society thinks or where they rank you. It is just another illusion for you to move past to discover the real you. Number 4. Now the hard part of emotional suffering for many who suffer today from body dysmorphia and are comparing themselves to others physically. This may take some time, and I cannot do the work for you, but I can give some guidance in this area to discover your true beauty. When it comes to body, health, and shape, this is something you can ask yourself. Are you putting the best things in your body to create your most optimal shape and form? If you are not, then you can immediately start to emotionally heal the etheric and physical dimensions of yourself by doing things to get yourself into better shape and health. When you eat better, you feel better emotionally. That is a fact because what you eat energetically has a connection to how you feel about yourself as you put on excess body weight and have unclear skin by the toxins that you bring into your body. Put the right amount of veggies, fruits, and nuts into your diet, and you will help with the emotional suffering that you experience. Exercise to get the flow of the life force moving through your veins. Try not to be so sedentary where you sit all day. Move around, and this helps emotionally in many ways. Mind, body, soul connection. Remember that. If you are emotionally suffering over body issues, then work on healing from inside, and then the outside will reflect this inner healing, and you will be at your best potential for your physical vessel that holds your brilliant consciousness within. If you feel you have done all you can health-wise, then the next phase is to learn to embrace your unique shape and looks. See the body as a shell, but learn to find the beauty in it as you chose it before birth. When you can match the consciousness to the body, you will feel no longer at war with it, and everything will just flow within, and you will feel an inner peace and contentment. You will realize why you look like you do and why you came to this earth in this form in the first place. You will learn how to work with it and use it as a beautiful form of self-expression in all the shapes and sizes that all bodies and forms come in, that represent the diversity of this universe, and you are part of that. How can you express the beauty of your unique shape and form in this world more? Number 5. But if you are still finding yourself to comparing your features to others, this is something diet nor exercise can help. You must look beyond what you see are flaws and start to see them as unique parts of yourself. Like a tree that has ridges and holes and not one tree looks alike on Earth, that is the way a human is. And each tree is beautiful. You are going to have to learn to embrace your unique beauty and see your features as unique points of light and vibrations to aid in the collective experience. It may take some time to do this, but I highly recommend to contemplate on nature and the unique raw and sometimes ugliness of it that is still very appreciated and seen for its natural beauty. You can use makeup to enhance your features, but I caution people to want to mask or cover over them too much. When you put on your makeup, you should still look like you, because what starts to develop is a split psyche in your consciousness of the fake you versus the real you. I want you to see those two are the same you, but enhanced. So be careful with makeup is all I can say. Try to find your beauty first, without using makeup, and then you can use it without being attached or having a codependent relationship to makeup, as many have developed, which causes emotional suffering when you don't have it, or you feel ugly without it. This is a problem when women and men feel that they don't have a true beauty without it. I have an exercise I want you to do today. Go look in the mirror for 5 minutes and write down all the unique features you see. Don't focus on the negative, because the negative is always something that can be overcome. If you are broken out, or you have lines, or you have wrinkles, learn to see those as where they came from and appreciate them for where they have come from. In the idea that if you see breakouts, what is it in your diet that you can change? If you see laugh lines, or sun lines, or sun spots, appreciate it as the years that have gone by, that you have gained those lines with wisdom and experience in life. Build a relationship with seeing the true inner beauty of yourself, and it will not cause suffering of what your outside looks like. Many times, if you focus on your eyes, this is where the inner beauty starts to shine forth. So I suggest always looking at your eyes, looking at the tone of your eyes, looking at the shape of your eyes, and appreciating the features of your eyes. And then slowly that will help to bring focus to the beauty of the whole face, because you will see the true soul shining outward from within. Number 6. The emotional healing of non-material suffering, such as a loss of a pet, a person in your life, or breakup, or losing friends, or just a change in general in life. This is the emotional healing that takes time because it is invested as an energy in your personal growth. It is amazing to see that with loss comes a gain of spirit and strength based on personal experiences one may have. See those who leave you as always with you in spirit, and then work to move on in joy and celebration of their life. This is hard to do, but I can only say it takes time and a lot of patience with yourself to move day by day into a brighter future. Try to infuse the loved one's energy into yours so that you consciously hold them within you, but you physically can let them go into their next adventure within this universe. Let go with love, and you will find emotional healing in the softness of love's eternal embrace. Give yourself a lot of personal time to heal and process through emotions without denying them or repressing them. Find ways to honor these people in your life and through your next adventures. And just always have it in the back of your mind that you will see them again, just like the Pleiadian Council of Light said. Know that with loss, there comes the energetic balance of gain in this universe, and you will gain another relationship or simply just life wisdom after experiencing loss and pain in life. Emotional healing comes through the process of realization of what this loss was really about. Number 7. Emotional healing from others being mean or abusive towards you is a bit like dealing with grief. You need to learn how to let go of their attachment to you energetically. When someone is mean to you without any reason, it is more about them than it is about you. The Pleiadian way of dealing with their energy is to detach from it emotionally so it does not cause you any suffering. You have every right to a happy and carefree life, and if this friend, lover, or stranger doesn't treat you right, then you have every right to recognize it and walk away from the situation. The moment you say no to abuse is the moment you emotionally heal. The spirit is never damaged or touched by another, but it is the emotions that process through the stages of learning and then growth. Your growth is vital on your learning to not let mean and cruel remarks matter too much to you, and to fight through it, to remain the good person you are even when others are tempting you to become just like them and stoop to their level dimensionally. Be the bigger person and walk away from abuse and cruelty from others. Do not let yourself suffer another day because of them. Let go with love and not hate, and you will detach from them energetically and start the process of emotional healing that will make you stronger day by day as you go through it. Number 8. Lastly, this is for everyone on Earth right now. Drink more water, bathe in streams, walk in the rain, take more showers and baths, and replenish your bodies and minds with the essence of water. Water is a spiritual substance as well as physical, and it is what most of your bodies is made of. Never forget the healing power of water. Emotional healing is done through the awareness and conscious choice to infuse more water energy into your life. It aids in the emotional flow of acceptance and growth in your life. Write down some ways you can bring more water energy into your life physically, mentally, and spiritually. Water is the essence of healing and works well with all the other elements to bring life cycles forwards. Use water in your life consciously as a healing factor to restore and replenish, bringing you into new opportunities of experience and healing. I just want to say I wish you all the very best in process of this information, and that each of you find less emotional suffering that you feel is uncontrollable or makes you feel helpless or void of all hope inside, or void of all hope inside. Without pain, there is no gain. But remember, you have control over how much pain you choose to allow yourself to experience on Earth. May you all have a life full of more peace and joy.